Rev up your engines. Okay, this man just bought this used RV. 136,000 miles. Should you buy a used RV or not? Now, to begin with, he paid about $45, so he paid less than half of what it originally cost. Realize, with the coronavirus pandemic still floating around, the prices of used ones are even somewhat higher than they used to be. I used to be able to pick them up in Houston for less than 1/3 of their original cost like this. So the prices are up, but still, you're saving over 45 grand buying a used one. We're gonna check the whole thing out, but as you start out, you can see it's based on an E450 Super Duty Ford, and it is rather large, 30 feet long, and it's got a tow hitch on it. He's gonna pull this thing on a minivan for driving around because good luck parking this giant thing in a small parking space when you're on vacation. Now, prices are coming down on gasoline a little, but still, to fill this thing up from empty, it's gonna be over 200 bucks because the prices are coming down. It was higher before. Realize, it's a gasoline engine, and the max you're going to get is 8 to 10 miles a gallon. They're big, heavy vehicles. Understand that. Now, granted, they hold a lot. He brought his 5 kids. They're down the street doing something. You can fit a lot of people in one of these things. Now, they're better than they used to be, because when I was a kid, our postman, Dickie, in Lewiston, New York, who came to our Texaco Corner gas station when I was a kid, he bought one and didn't know anything about the bad gas mileage. And in those days, they only had 4-barrel carburetors on it. And they went to the Algonquin Forest in Canada, and when he came back, he put a for sale sign on it because he only averaged 3.5 miles a gallon. Because in those days, they just had simple carburetors that got worse gas mileage. This is fuel-injected engine. We'll look at it under the hood. It's a 6.8-liter V10 engine. With the mileage this one has on it, it doesn't burn any oil. They're pretty solid, reliable engines. Just understand, you're going to get that kind of gas mileage because of the weight, and it's a gasoline engine. A lot of guys prefer diesel, but of course, here's the problem with that. The price of diesel fuel now is so high that you get better gas mileage. But I figured it out for a guy, and he was actually losing out because the little bit better gas mileage he got was more than offset by the $1 something a gallon more than the diesel fuel was. So you got to take that in consideration too. Just realize these things are going to use a lot of fuel regardless of what system you have in it. But if you're really serious, say you're going to be one of these people that live in these things and then travel around like some of those older people do, you're better off with a diesel then because they've got less maintenance, they will get better mileage, and they can sit and idle all day long because they're diesels and I hardly use any fuel at all. Say you want to idle them and you want to run the AC and everything, you can do that better with a diesel. So we'll get my scan tool, we'll do a little testing here. Pretty simple to get to, regular Ford Diagnostic stuff, and this still has that regular key. We'll turn it on, and while we're waiting for this thing to boot up, check out the space in this thing. Woo, man, there's a lot of room in this thing. And we'll do diagnose. Now, there's just one abnormality in the power control module. Air conditioning clutch relay control circuit. Now, the owner just told me that every once in a while the AC won't work. I'll turn it on, often it'll work again. So, he's probably got a bad AC relay. I told him go to the Ford dealer and get one. That's the only code. Now, while I'm sitting here, there's the rear view mirror. Okay. That's what's happening behind us. But, hey, wait a second. You look at this, just go see the back of the bed. Okay, it's electronic, and that makes a big deal of difference. You can actually see behind you backing one of these things up. I hated backing them up when you can't see. Now, you've got this to see, so you can see the back through the mirror, but really, it's also got giant mirrors on the left and giant mirrors on the right. A lot easier to drive than the old one. So let's start her up. We got 288 bits of data stream. See if anything is weird looking. Important bit of data here. Camshaft position sensor and crankshaft position sensor synchronized. Yes, they're synchronized. If the engine was worn and the chain, it's got a chain in this engine, was worn, it's not going to sync right. Now, you might worry about that because the vehicle has 136,974 miles on it. This is one of those Cruise America jobs. People who rented these things, all they did was cruise around. You don't buy one of these and drive and stop and go traffic all the time, right? So most of that is highway miles. Highway miles are equivalent to about 10% wear compared to city stop and go. You're generally going to find these with higher mileage. Doesn't mean they're worn out. This proves this isn't worn out. No engine misfire, equivalence ratio, it's almost perfect. It's perfect now 1, and it's 0.99, that's almost perfect. Fuel injectors, do they have faults? No error, no error, no error, no error. There's 10 of them, so we gotta look at them all. I'll go to the next page. No air, no air, no air, no air. They don't have any problems with the fuel injection system either. Short-term fuel trim, both bank 1 and bank 2. It's adding a tiny bit of fuel, 1.56, 3%, 3%. Moves around a little. But I do find this to be a problem with a lot of these RVs because they spend a lot of time sitting. Now they drive a lot, but they also spend a lot of time sitting. Many times the injectors get a little bit clogged, so you get some good fuel injection cleaner. Clean them up every once in a while. This thing's running fine, but you often have to do this because these often sit for extended periods of time. So the data here shows good. Now this guy was sharp. He went all the way from Kentucky to Florida to buy this thing. He hired a mechanic there who did a lubricant analysis of both the transmission and gasoline engine and the coolant. This guy was smart. He didn't take any chances. He covered all bases and passed them all with flying colors. It's a lot of work to do, but then again, he's saving more than half of what a new one of these things costs. Now this thing has immense exterior storage. You open it up, look at all the space you have. I could almost fit my motorcycle in there. And yes, it has a giant spare tire, a real one. More storage space. You want storage space? Hey, this certainly has it. Now we'll go inside, which is the main reason people buy these things. And, hey, nice little table for eating on. Look at the view. Of course, there's air conditioning. You can hook it up to an external, or we can turn the generator on. Just push a button. Now the generator's running. Now you might wonder, how long can you run the AC? Well, guess what? It's running off the gas tank of the vehicle, and that's a 55-gallon gas tank. So, of course, he ran it 8 hours straight, had no problems with it running out of fuel. This isn't like you got a little Honda generator in the back with 3, maybe a 5-gallon max tank. This is just the 55 gallons on a vehicle. So, if you're stuck in the middle of nowhere, you can run your own AC. But, of course, if you're buying any kind of RV place, you can just plug it in there and run it off of their power. Okay, now we have the master bedroom. Hey, this is a master bedroom. You don't feel cramped. You got all kinds of space for storing stuff. Man, this thing's comfortable. If I could only get my wife to drive it around while I was resting, then the world would be perfect. So I moved from the bedroom into the bathroom, a sink, a real toilet, got a nice vent. Mosquitoes aren't getting in. It's got mosquito netting. And across the hall is a real shower. Now, as you look around in this model, there's room. I've been in some of these, they're cramped. I would not feel comfortable. This thing, really, it is comfortable. There's an awful lot of room in here. I gotta say, this would be a comfortable thing to travel around in. And he was smart. He didn't get a slide out. You see a lot of them in the pictures that the side slides out because those have problems up the wazoo. Sticking, leaking in the rain, you name it. You really want one like this that's big to begin with and use the space that you have. I mean, you want to buy an awning, bring one and then just put it in the storage and hook it up wherever you go, you know. I would not add it. Well, you can see the guy's got brains. He spent all the money having the oil analyzed too. He got something that, even though they get bad gas mileage, he knows that. He paid less than half of what a new one costs. He knows that, but this thing still got tons of life in it. Now, he installed his own flat screen TV. You can add whatever you want on these things. Basically, they've got a lot of power applications. The power here, generator, plug-in power. You can be set up for anything. This turns into a bed. 2 kids can sleep up here. This turns into a bed. And the parents get the master bedroom, just like when I was a kid. Now, realize one thing. He did spend $850 for the full analysis of it. Those guys with the oil analysis, the transmission analysis, the engine analysis, they did a good job. They told him the truth. And if you're going to spend something like $45,000 on a used vehicle, it's not that bad of an idea because then you know what you're getting into. He knew before he went to Florida, he paid the guy to do the check, that it's not a junker. He's not wasting his time flying down to Florida and driving the thing back. He knew that it already was a good deal, and then he wanted to see it physical himself, and he found out that indeed it was. And realized that $850 inspection included everything. Checking for leaks, soft spots, going through the electronics. And interestingly enough, he paid them $850, but they said it needs $850 worth of work, including changing the coolant, which Cruise America did. So, in reality, it only cost him $50. I've seen this happen numerous times. Hey, when I bought a house in Rhode Island, guy told me, hey, you need all these repairs. So I said, knock $5,000 off the price of the house, and they did. Cost me $500 to get it inspected, but I got $4,500 back out of that, so not a bad deal. So if you're looking to RV, now you know how to save a bunch of money buying a used one the right way. And he recently rented it out a couple of times and made $5,000 on that, so maybe not such a bad idea if you go used, get some of your money back, You're not going to be using it all the time anyway. Just make sure you got good insurance, though, if you're renting it out. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.